Super cool radio.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Super Cool Radio interview. I'm your host, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is a very special conclusion of our trio of interviews with Kayleigh KAnn, the lead vocalist of Wisher. Before we dive into part 3, make sure to like this video, hit subscribe, and make sure to turn that notification bell. That way you not miss any new content from Super Cool Radio. In the concluding segment of this interview series, we talk about some very interesting aspects that directly affect the music industry. I hope you enjoy. Check it out. I know we've kind of had some conversations about in more recent times as I've kind of been learning more about what is going on with like entertainment and the connection with human trafficking and all of that. So I'm kind of curious, like obviously definitely been documented entertainment industry and trafficking have a connection. So like
very close relationship, actually.
Yeah. So like, has that kind of changed your perspective about the music industry?
Yeah. It's made me reevaluate why I'm doing what I'm doing. I always had that dream. What I told people when I was a little girl, when they gave you, what are you going to be when you grow up? And you had to write down your profession options. Mine was a paleontologist or a singer. And I just always knew that I would be singing. I didn't know in what capacity. I gotta be honest, I close my eyes in every venue I play in and I imagine it's Live Aid. I mean, like I close my eyes and there's thousands of people in front of me and I perform like that. I imagine that that's the kind of performance I gotta give because there's that many people there. Like, I just constantly do that because it's fun for me and it's important for me personally to like get in the zone. That's my zone. That's my happy place. That's my heaven and it's not even about like, oh, look at me. I'm up here and you're down there. Like, it's not about that at all. Every time I go to Pine Knob, and especially at Slipknot shows, I've been doing this. But there's a bathroom to like the right of Pine Knob that I always go to. And I kind of turn around when I'm up there because it's more from the stage perspective. And I just look at that crowd and it just makes me feel like this is what I got to do. I don't know how else to explain it other than that. It's just in my soul. Like, I have to do this. I have to share this music gift. I have to share this joy. It's just about sharing my purpose. And it sounds so cheesy and cliche, but whatever. I'm Kayleigh KAnn, damn it. Like, she can. And that always, you know, that's always been very special to me is that moment. So even if I don't get it because I'm forced to sell my soul for it, which I would never do, I still have it inside. I still have the joy inside. I still close my eyes and I see those people. And I talk to people after shows. Every single human being is important. Every single human being has a soul. I am the kind of person that believes every single human has a purpose and a soul. And I think life is beautiful. And I don't care if there's 2 of you there, you know, I'm going to perform like I'm dying, you know? Like, I don't know if I have another day on this earth, so I'm going to give it my all, and I'm going to do the best that I can because this is what I love, and that's just what I do. And I just really think it's important for people to understand there are things in life that are much more important than fame and riches and whatever. All that being said, my ethics are more important to me. My family is more important to me. Wisher's mental health, you know, Drake's health, We did want to do that show when he got sick, and we were going to try to make it work, but Emily is with Drake. So I wasn't going to expect Emily to come and play the show because her mental health is important and she's worried about Drake, right? So that is more important. Us getting a song out by a deadline or whatever, like if we were under a label, that's less important to me than if my bandmates are okay, right? That's more important, bottom line, to everyone. Every company that you work at, I just think it's gross when people are sick or their family member's sick or someone dies or someone has a baby. Like the way that this country treats people who aren't just making money and debt slaving their life away, it's just gross. I just don't, I don't understand it. I will never understand it. Lucky for me, I came from a family who didn't have a lot of money, and we deal with debt. And so I was taught that lesson of humility and that there are things much more important in this life than money. And $1 million record deal might be cool, but what people don't tell you about $1 million record deals is you got to make that money back for the label. You have to make that money back so that they get a return on investing into you. So really, what is my goal in the long run? Obviously, it's for my music to become successful so that it reaches as many people as possible and so that I can just create art and write books and save dogs. That's what I want to do with my life. I can spend less time doing things I don't want to do and spend more time making my art. That's why I want Wisher to be successful, and because it's my purpose. I'm supposed to be performing. I want bigger stages because I need space to spin around and jump and roll around on the ground. I need to have space for that. So a bigger stage would be nice, but if I have to get a bigger stage at the expense of my soul, no. I can imagine that bigger space in my head, and I'm fine. I'm satisfied with that. I'll still be performing. You're never going to stop me from doing that. I'd have to be in the ground to not perform. I'm going to be a little old lady with my little cane walking out, ready to sing. That's going to be me. So I would love to play arenas, Matthew, honestly, but I have heard enough things behind the scenes about artists to where I kind of don't trust it as much anymore. Like Live Nation is a monster, and that might get me losing opportunities, but like they're totally monopolizing the whole game. A ton of venues have gone out of business because of it, and their prices are whack. I want to go see Rush, damn it. Why do you make it so expensive? That's ridiculous. For nosebleed tickets to stuff lately, it's like hundreds of dollars. Are they really gonna do this? I mean, it's just unethical. And that's where I would say support more local artists and stop supporting the ones that suck, I guess. Like, support the ones that are good, because we're going to be able to get to bigger arenas, and you're not going to just have these bands that are just getting hired because they take cheap prices, right? Like you got the door deal bands, right? Every single show they do is a door deal. You're decreasing your own value by doing that, and you didn't earn that national act slot. I'm so sick of that, honestly. And there's a lot of other musicians who feel exactly like I do. I have so many friends in great bands. I want to shout out Ritual Sons and Plethora and Vlad Skeletal Circus right now. All those guys, they're real people, and they're really just investing into their personal brand. And that's what I would encourage more artists to start doing. Think about it like an entrepreneur and go at it with purpose. It's your ministry. Your music is your ministry. Do that thing that you're meant to do, and do it with your heart, your whole heart, because whatever this thing is that's, you know, implanted in our minds when we're little kids of like, oh, don't you want to be rich and famous? We're seeing it very clearly in Hollywood that there's something very dark happening behind the scenes with these celebrities. We already know it with Britney Spears, and if any of you are curious, you should watch Quiet on Set. If you can find the real version of Quiet on Set, if it's not already edited out somewhere. And this is another thing that concerns me about AI, I want to tell you, because what's going to happen when we start getting trials, like public trials or whatever, and they use AI to frame someone or to make themselves not guilty? I mean, that's really, that's bad. That one's bad. And I started to think about Epstein and all of these cases of all these celebrities that we love, that we see. How do you guys know that these are good people? How do you know that they just visited and then didn't do anything? How do you know? We don't know. We just have to investigate. And all the survivors that talk about it end up dead. And it's just not even fair. It's not fair. We all see that it's not fair and we're sick of it. And I feel like I'm voicing this from my personal opinion, but I feel like millions upon millions of people feel exactly the same way. We're sick of being taken advantage of with our money and working and not having any feeling of purpose or accomplishment. It's all about money. It's just sticky and nasty. And there's things in life that are much more important. That's why we need music. That's why we need art. I think you can use AI to make ideas. You know, you could use it to help you come up with more ideas, but you should still create yourself. Like, you can use it as a guideline, like to help you spell check, you know, help you spell check, help you get organized, help teach you how to get organized. Like, I ended up asking it for a, what's the word? You get it in school when you first start a class, a syllabus. I asked AI for a syllabus on opera because I want to start learning opera. I think that's a great way to use it as a tool. And people might think that I'm unethical for that. But you know what? I don't have hundreds and thousands of dollars to go to a school for opera. I just don't. And I don't want to go into debt doing that because I want to make music. And there ain't no way I'm going to have a chance to do my music if I invest all of my money into going to school for opera and then I owe all that money for the rest of my life, 50-year mortgages. Come on. That's ridiculous. And everybody knows it's ridiculous. That's why we need the art. We need the love, and we need to have these conversations, because what are we going to do? What are we going to do, people? Comment below. Tell us what we're going to do. Help us understand. I want to be debunked, all of that. Tell me what I said wrong and explain it, okay? Because why am I responsible for AI polluting the earth when I am literally a person in debt? I'm a broke musician in debt. And I don't know where my local landfill even is. Isn't that sad? Or do you? Do you know where your local landfill is? Does anybody?
Yeah, it's like 20 miles from me.
You were supposed to just agree even if you didn't know.
I pass it on the highway.
Edit it out.
I mean, this is
I'm just
pre-recorded. I
kidding.
can edit out whatever.
No, it's fine. You should keep it in because it's real and genuine. No,
Well, you did ask to be debunked, and I did give you a reasonable answer.
You did. But what are we going to do about the landfill? Why is there not a chemistry nerd telling us how to, whatever, decay plastic? Why do we have microplastic? Why can't we find a fancy way? There's somebody smarter than me who could figure that out with AI assistance. And that's what it should be getting used for, is to make the world cleaner, to make our bring the forest back, like ask it for a plan that's reasonable within these certain, like, use it always as a tool. I'm totally against automation in terms of like a humanoid. I think I don't like that. And that one no. I don't think we should have full humanoid automated. I think that should not exist. And unfortunately it's going to exist, but like there should be very serious parameters. I mean, if you just think about going to a zoo, you're not going to just get into the freaking gorilla pen and just hope that it's trained well enough by the people that trained it and not have any sort of variable where that gorilla could go off on you. I don't want to be at the hands of a gorilla or a bear. That's a wild animal. And that's kind of what you're doing with this technology. You're creating a technological wild animal and you can never be certain that it's not going to attack you. And it's 10 times stronger than you. I mean, it's, what are we going to do? We're going to be toast.
Yeah, it's well, again, if anyone's ever seen Terminator, like that's
Yeah.
we're writing the real life version of it, in my opinion, with
We are.
everything. Just because, like, and like these houses that, and again, this is just a legend hearsay. I just want to say that right now. But like some of these houses, like they're AI controlled houses, and I don't obviously it's not on a widespread scale or anything, but from what I've heard, and again, not confirmed, but that like AI will be like, oh, sorry, can't use this, or this, or you can't do certain things in your own house. So,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
and if it's not there yet, I can definitely see, because you're giving something complete
Oh,
control
yeah.
over your house, which
Yeah.
is more power that you have in your house.
Whew.
So again, that is
That's
not
really
confirmed.
eerie.
I don't want anyone to get any wrong impressions. Not confirmed, but from what I've heard, that is definitely a real possibility.
It's not an unreasonable thing to discuss. That's for sure. You know, like people might be like, oh, I'm going to debunk that. But it's like, that's clearly what's coming with your Ring doorbells. I mean, you can kind of foresee that. I was in a really cool English class. It was like an extra English class. I think it was my honors or my AP English class. And we were diving into Ray Bradbury. And we read a lot of different like essays and short stories. There's a particular one that I keep sharing called The Veldt. And it's about a automated nursery. And I would encourage people to go read that story. It's a short story. Maybe that could be a link that I send you after this. It's a good story because it's kind of a metaphor, and that's another thing. I don't know how much people even want to dive deep into thinking lately. I feel like we're all so tired and sick and debt slaving away, and it was designed like this. It really was. Have you heard the song Welcome to the Internet by Bo Burnham?
I have not, no.
That should be in the link too. That song is exactly how I've been feeling since COVID. And Bo Burnham's Inside is a wonderful, amazing musical piece that he did all by himself. He filmed it in his apartment when COVID started. It's a really great piece of art. And Bo Burnham has been off the internet since. Like, he dropped it and then just left. Because he's smart. He's smart. Smarter than me, that's for sure. But it's very much about this internet thing is out of control, and it was designed that way. So we all need to be very careful and critical with how we spend our time and how we prioritize our ability to empathize with each other. That should be top of the list priority, is finding a way to have compassion for people who are different than you. Aside from really drastic stuff, which is obvious to me, like hurting kids, like that should be your line. Like, we should all have ethical lines, but in general, there should be tolerance, right? I mean, I think that's reasonable. I think I'm pretty reasonable with my opinions. I think people deserve to be respected and heard out, but if you're going to hurt somebody that can't do anything back, then that's a little different.
No, it definitely is. And I mean, we've kind of seen, I think, with the internet that people can say things that they wouldn't say in real life, but they will type it out on a comment section to, or someone can see it. But then there's like, all the person can do is like respond to it. But in real life, it would be a lot different. And honestly, I think people would be less hostile, and again, in some cases, in person compared to like some of the stuff they would say, because they know, oh, if I tell this person to their face, they could punch me in the face. So like stuff like that is there could be an immediate consequence. But online, you can kind of get away, and like honestly, with the anonymous users and all this stuff, that no one will know. Like there's a chance to like shield who you really are. That like it's not actually your account. You know, people have burner accounts and all of that. So like it's all that stuff that it takes away actual conversation.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because we need more of that, and that's why we're here, trying to have one. We need to have one in person, honestly. I feel like when we finally see each other again at a show and I'm tired after the show, I will be so excited to still have a genuine conversation with you, because we'll see what happens. I mean, it's really a shame where the world is headed, but I also have hope in the good in people. Like, you got to have hope in the good that still exists. Yeah, because it does. Because we're good, right? I think so. I think I'm good.
I consider myself one, yeah.
I consider myself on the good side. I don't advocate for any sort of supremacist ideals. That's not in my ideology. I'm all about love. But there is no tolerance for true evil. And I think people don't really understand exactly what that is, but we're starting to see it more because of the internet.
Yeah, I think the problem is that people will equate like certain differing opinions of I prefer one thing over another as, oh, well, this person's just a terrible person just based off this one aspect that I know about them. Instead of like, there are like actual bigger problems that people should disagree with that but we don't even get to that conversation. They just go with, oh, I want this car compared to this car, and anyone who drives this car is a terrible person. Yeah. That shouldn't matter. The things that are actually going on in the world, and some of the stuff we did talk about in this interview, are things that should be where the conversations with other people are, not on like the surface level stuff that honestly really doesn't matter.
I can't even sustain a surface level conversation anymore. I just get like, I will disassociate and just like, I can't. It's hard for me because it feels so soul sucking to talk about something that's not important. And I think I kind of freak people out because I had a show recently, and I play a lot of bars with a cover band, and they're just little bars. I think it's like 140 people capacity. And I started performing. I think I kind of went into the crowd a little bit and started getting close to people and really performing. Remember, in my mind, I'm at Live Aid, and they just looked at me like, I didn't know what to think. I thought they hated me. I felt really bad after that first set, and I went and sat down, and somebody came up to me and complimented me. And I was like, wow, thank you for complimenting me. I'm actually feeling kind of bad about that set. And he goes, why? And I said, nobody's really reacting. They're just looking at me like, I don't know. I feel awkward. I don't know what to say. And he goes, well, you're a little intense, is what he said. He said, you're a little intense. And he said, I don't think they know what to think about you. And I'm like, what do I do with that information? Do I just like, do I do this, or do I go? I feel like you could resort in, or you could just shrug your shoulders and go, you know what? I was me. Oh, well, they're going to take me as I am.
I think so. I was called intense my first year working my job, and then it's like, I'm just going to lean into it. If that's who I naturally am, I'm just going to be who naturally I am. I don't think there's any point in changing that. As long as people are having a good time and I'm accomplishing my tasks, I don't think it really matters. Mm-hmm. I do want to kind of wrap this up. We'll talk about a few other things before we head out. But as we're closing out this interview, so like, how's 2026 looking like for Wisher?
Who knows? It's looking like we have a couple cool shows coming up, and we're going to just continue to do what we always do and create art together and celebrate life together and take care of each other. That's pretty much, I mean, I really do have a lot of fun ideas and surprises in mind, but I want them to be ready before I get into it. And I'm still growing as a person, and so is the band. So I encourage everybody to grow with us like you have. Keep sharing things, keep in touch with me. I'm happy to talk to people. I love talking to people and having new conversations. If you want to challenge something I'm doing, I encourage you to ask me and for us to talk about it, because I love that. I love having unique conversations. Really, I just want to keep making art. I just want to keep making art that I love and hope that other people love it and can share it with.
Again, I've seen you guys first when Wisher first started to now. You guys are doing just so much growth with that, and it's just really cool to see.
Thank you so much for sticking with us and believing in us. I appreciate you, and I value our friendship, and more people should subscribe to Super Cool Radio. They should share every video. They should go back and watch every episode, because Matthew is a good human being and actually believes and supports other decent human beings. I'm okay. I'm talking myself up too much. Really, I need to just get humble. That's 2026. I'm going to be more humble.
Sounds like some great plans for 2026.
Yeah, as good goals. I'm trying.
It is
Trying
good
my
goals.
best.
But as we're closing this interview out, so where are the best places to find Wisher online?
www.wisher-band-official.com. That website has all you need for Wisher. And you can also go to my link tree, which is in my bio, link in bio. You can go to my link tree, and there's like a booking inquiry section that you can fill out. There's also a tips for Kayleigh where you can give me money, help me pay for things that Wisher needs, like merchandise for in-person shows, new content so that we can pay other artists. I'm feeling super inspired by Kaleido right now, as I always am. And I would really like to do a comic book, but it is expensive. But I do have stories. I have stories for Wishers that I've not been able to realize because money. So people even giving me a penny. I love pennies. I think they're lucky. So a penny helps. Any tips, anything, it really does matter. And it helps us create new stuff. So thank you for everybody sharing and supporting and commenting, engaging on the posts, inviting people for free to like the page. All that stuff is really good for us.
Oh, for sure. But I hope 2026 goes very well for you guys, that you guys can make, grow more and continue doing what you guys are doing.
Yes.
So I'm excited
Same to you. Same to you. What's 2026 going to be like for Matthew?
It's definitely going to be a new chapter with everything. A lot going on in my personal life. I won't divulge too much, but we do got some cool interviews booked. I'm going to try to do some more of the festivals that I've been continuing for the last 4 years. Hope to get back with those as well. Nothing confirmed yet, so nothing. Can't speak on anything right now. But I'm going to try to do some different things. Not just music content. Looking to do some other things as well. So we will see.
Awesome. Good.
But I will have links for everything that we talked about in the description of this podcast, along with links for Wisher as well. So please support them. But Kayleigh, thank you so much for your time. Always great to catch up and chat with you.
Thank you. Great to talk to you too. And thank you everybody for the support.
Of course. So for Kayleigh KAnn and Wisher, I'm your host, Matthew Thomas. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Super Cool Radio. And remember, stay frosty.
Frosty.